Hi, Dr. Becca here with Del Mar Center for Behavioral Health. I wanted to do a short update to our video about pairing. You can go back and watch that short video that talks more about exactly what pairing is. And this video is going to do a brief review of that, but also talk about some hints and what pairing is not. So pairing has a lot of different names, but essentially it's the idea that we work harder for people we like, right? Or we work harder we want new situations to be enjoyable. And we do that by pairing ourselves with activities that are fun and enjoyable so that we take on some of those enjoyable properties. We do this anytime we're starting any relationship. This is not just behavior analysis specific or speech therapy specific or autism specific. Think about when you first started dating. You probably got more text messages or flowers or compliments, right? That's kind of like a pairing process. You're giving all of this good stuff with your presence so that your presence takes on some of those good properties. The thing is, when we're talking about kids with autism and we're talking about ABA, we don't want to just pair in the beginning. Because think about if let's use that dating example again, and somebody is sending you flowers every single day for dating. Maybe they send them 3 times a day, and then all of a sudden, one day, it stops, and you never get flowers again. That doesn't help strengthen a relationship, right? It often feels like a bait and switch, that it's a totally different person, and is this a different relationship? And the same thing can be true for our kids with ASD who are coming for ABA therapy or ABA treatment. If one day, all of a sudden, we stop giving them free rein and start asking them to do things they don't want to do or things that are hard, that can actually create a lot of issues because it's a completely different setting or a completely different environment than what they were used to before. And so we'll see more behaviors, less desirable behaviors, but it's also detrimental to the relationship because it's all about being able to be consistent and dependable. And if all of a sudden we're doing something different, that doesn't really help solidify and strengthen that relationship. So what we want to do is we want to pair every time we see a child, not just in that first 2 weeks or that first month, but every time we're with a child. We want to be embedding these activities for pairing because we constantly need to be making deposits into that bank account because we're going to be making withdrawals, right? When we are asking them to do things that are new and different. It's an ongoing process. It's not something that you've ever paired enough or done enough pairing. We want to be doing some pairing activities every session, multiple times per session. We also want to be putting demands in place from the very beginning. Maybe not as many demands or as difficult of demands, but we need to be putting demands in place from the very beginning for exactly that reason I talked about before, in that we don't ever want to be all of a sudden changing completely how a session looks for a kiddo. We want them to know that there's going to be structure in place from the very beginning. That structure might change here and there, but structure will be present. And we do want to be working towards instructional control, again, from the very beginning. We have another video on instructional control that you can watch to learn more about that as well. So as we're starting the new school year and we're having changes to schedules and we have new kiddos and new staff starting, pairing is something that we're talking about a lot. And I want to be sure that we're talking about it in a really thoughtful and clear way. Pairing does not mean that we're letting the child do whatever they want for the entire session. It means that we are letting them explore their environment and have, interact with some of the things that they really like. And it means that we're also simultaneously working on gaining that instructional control. A great place to start is Robert Schramm's 7 Steps to Instructional Control, which we did for an education event months ago. You can find it freely online and you can watch our education lecture on that. So remember, pairing is an ongoing process. It is giving children and the things that they like and pairing ourselves with that. But it's not just I'm giving you all the stuff that you like. It's that when I'm engaged with you with this stuff that you like, it's even better than if you had it without me present. That's what gives us that extra pairing, that extra goodness of the relationship. It's an active process. It's not I'm giving you this and then I'm sitting back while you're engaging with it. It's I'm actively engaging with this with you. That item that you like plus my presence makes that item even better for you. It's also that when we're going through that pairing process, that doesn't mean that we're not putting in place any demands. They may be lighter or easier demands, and there may be fewer of them, but they're definitely still present. Otherwise, when we start putting those demands in place, it feels like a bait and switch, and that our kids may not be able to trust us as much because we're behaving in a completely different way. And that's scary. And that this isn't just for kids with autism. The pairing process happens in a variety of different relationships for a variety of different people. And when you start noticing that, I think you'll see it happening all around you. I hope that this video is helpful. And again, you can check out our other short videos on our YouTube page. If you have any requests, let me know. As you can hear, I'm at home today, and you can hear our cat, Kevin Bacon, in the background. We have to be flexible, and I hope that he's not too distracting and the video is helpful. Thanks.